Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Blue Whale Arts' first season peek of our Gourd 2021 Gourd Garden. I thought I would show folks what we've been up to for the last few weeks. Our gourds have been in the ground for about 3 weeks now, just a few days over 3 weeks. And I'm very pleased at how things are going. As you can see, I am under the gourd arbor, and so far there is nothing coming up all the way overhead, but as the season progresses. But what I thought I would do is share, what we've been up to, what changes we've made for this year's gourd garden, what we are still working on, and lessons that we've learned last year, if there's some interest in that, I think. So why don't I see if I can get this camera turned around, and we're going to start doing a sneak peek. Now let me see if I can, I'm doing landscape so that you can see the, that's for me to write a comment, which isn't what I want to do. And okay, when I was set up, I was able to, all right, technology is not being my friend. Where is my way to turn the camera around? Someone said just to hit. I may have to start over, but this is, how come it's not letting me change my there we go. You swipe now. Okay. Alrighty. So I decided to do the camera in landscape. Let me just kind of move it. And we're going to do a walk around a little bit. I'm going to just, I'll walk slow so I don't make everybody sick. So this is normally the angle that we see. And right now you can see I have tons and tons of gourds on my arbor, and they're starting to come up because those were my overflow gourds. And so I've got a lot of gourds on there, more than I probably should, but I couldn't kill any of my babies. So I just put them all in, and I told them survival of the fittest, babies. Alrighty, so this year what we've done is we have an addition, and this whole section here is an addition that I've made. So we've got this whole section here is all new for this year. As you can see, I don't have the black down underneath my gourds that have the ground. Matter of fact, I just pulled it up and I laid 28 bales of what's called salt marsh hay. This is hay that's collected in the salt marshes along the ocean, because straw in our area will grow. And so I cannot lay straw down, and in doing some research and talking with the gentleman in the salt marsh, he assures me that this will not grow. In the research I've done, it's also a great, it's a weed barrier, moisture, and then it will decompose. So what I did is, you can see I still have one strip in this new section that has the black down, and I'm leaving that down like I did here. Once the gourd's vine started to grow, I picked the black up because I did not want to put down weed poison, because my well is right over there in that little cluster of irises, and so I don't like to put a lot of poisons down because we're so close to my well, and that's my drinking water. So I left the black down until they started throwing their runners, and then this last weekend I laid the 28 bales of hay down, salt marsh hay, and he assures me, like I said, it's not going to grow, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed because he says it needs the salt water to grow. So this is the new section, like I said. Now we're going to go back into the old section and take a different view here. I've got another section over there that I've got the black, that I can see somebody's creeping that direction. And so I will pick up that wider section of black so that these guys can spread and have the hay. The other thing I learned last year is, though I did get some great gourds, when we had the watering drought going on in August, these big guys that were on the black really struggled, because these are all big gourds that I have growing here. And so they really do need to get their tendrils into the ground, because those tendrils provide water and nutrients to the gourds because the main plant can't do it. So that was a lesson learned last year. So that was my other motivator for looking for something that I could put down, but I don't want to do a lot of, like I said, the weed spray because I don't want it near my well. So here's a peek. Now I've also got a present from Selma Caro from, I'm going to go back over to the table, that I'm going to be putting down. She sent me some of her, I believe they're called seconds for the alpacas, or thirds. They're part of the alpaca fur when she processes it that doesn't really have a use. And I am going to be using this around some of the holes. And she sent me a box of the alpaca fur to put around the base of the gourds to use as a mulching and to maintain the water. Now the other thing that we're doing is, so we can see these guys have been in the ground for about 3 weeks, and we actually have started getting some ornamental gourds already. So I am just very excited at how well these guys are doing, because see, in New Hampshire, we're behind some of the rest of the country and what you're showing for gourds. But the biggest addition that we have going on is we're building a new gourd jungle gym. And if you want an idea, those poles were 16 feet. Right now they're at about 14 feet high because 2 feet are in the ground. And these are for my extra long handle dipper gourds and for my long gourds. So the goal is, we're still working on it. We're going to go up at the 12-foot mark, and we've got some racks that we're going to put. And you can see these racks here are 8 feet tall. And then we're going to put some fencing to go from the 8-foot mark to the 12-foot mark and have them climb up to the top. Now, in my great wisdom, or not so great wisdom, I'm like, how am I supposed to pollinate them? So I went and bought me a 10-foot ladder so that I could get up. And let me just, I won't walk too fast. And here is my 10-foot ladder. And I said, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? But I wanted the long gourds especially to have a long place to grow. So as this progresses, hopefully in the next week or two, or let's put it this way, let me see. My gourds are about 4 feet tall right now. So I've got another, I don't know, maybe not even a week, because they've been growing leaps and bounds. But right now, this is where this gourd garden stands. And so, but what you guys didn't know is, and I didn't show last year, is I have a second gourd garden. So let me stand back, and that's why I put it landscape, because if you put it the other direction, you really can't see or get a feel for the size of the garden. So this is what we look like about 3 weeks in. And this is the gourd garden for 2021. This is garden number 1. Now my original garden, which I didn't show last year, and this is the one that I've been doing for years, is snuck over here. And this is our other part of our garden. And so we will show progress as things come along if people are interested. I don't know if there's an interest in watching the garden grow, but I just figured I'd give everybody a sneak peek of what we've been up to, some of the lessons learned. I do love the black for wherever my arbor is and where the trellises are, because they don't grow on the ground. So I love my black for that. But anybody that you're going to be growing on the ground, I've learned they definitely need their tendrils. The other change that we made is to our watering system. Last year I did soaker hoses, and by golly, I spent a lot of money on those soaker hoses. And then this year I kept the soaker hoses, but I added a dripping system to the soaker hoses so that they're going to be getting more water at a time, because the soaker hoses just weren't giving them enough. And I contacted the company, and so this year though, I decided, I went and bought some drip drip pieces, and so everybody's got some dripping water into their system. So I'm thinking this year should be good. So far my plants really enjoyed the black gold. That was my black gold, my Mother's Day present from Barry, which is really good dirt, and I think my plants are coming along nicely for only being in the ground for 3 weeks. So I hope everyone has a great day. Selma, I see that you're on. I am going to be putting the alpaca fur around some of, I think it's called fur, I hope it's called fur, but the alpaca stuff around my gourds now. That's the next thing on my list to do, and so I will keep everyone posted. I hope everyone has a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the sneak peek of my garden for 2021, and I will be doing updates along the way. Let me see if I can see comments, if anybody's given me any comments or anything. I don't see any. I don't see when you do. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Yes. Okay, here we go. Let me go see. I'm doing landscape, so I couldn't do it. Good morning, Michelle. Interested in watching. Yes, I'm seeing your gourd garden. Great. So I will keep everyone posted, but let me tell you, it's been a long spring, many early mornings. I've been out here usually at 5:30 in the morning, doing what I need to do until about 8:30, and then I go into the office. But I'm very pleased at how everyone's coming out, and I'm very pleased that I'm already getting gourds before July 1st. Ornamentals be it, but I will take them. So, fur or fiber? Okay, great. That's good to know. So, I'm excited to see how that works, because Selma, I may need to order some more from you, because I'm always looking to improve. And during the drought, we definitely need to try to make sure we maintain as much moisture for the gourds. And so it's a fine balancing act, because in a drought, I'm on a well system, and it's a matter of me having water or the gourds having water. And so we have to make that fine balance on how much we can give them. But anyways, I will keep you posted on my gourd jungle gym. I'm not sure what I was thinking, but I'm excited because it's for my extra long handle dippers and for the extra long gourds. I've already know of one flower I put in the garden. I said, oh, I'll just throw 2 gourds in the hole. I'll show you. In between the structures that I did, let them grow on the ground. Well, I started putting some of the straw around them, because this black burns their little tendrils. That's what I learned also. And this is only 3 weeks in the ground. So these 2 I was going to let grow, because I'm going to do some molds. This is 8 gourds in this one, and I'm going to do some of my heart molds. And this one is the extra long handle dippers that I was going to let grow on the ground, so that we can do the milk jug challenge. And I will be showing folks how I go about doing that once we get some gourds on the vine. But I figured it would be easier than me trying to put a milk jug way up there. That was my flaw in my thinking, being only 5 feet 2.5 inches now, because I shrunk an inch. But anyways, I won't keep everybody. You have a wonderful day, and as things progress, we will pop on. I usually do it in the morning, because it's better sunlight and it's not as hot for me out here. So, and I will also be posting it so that people can see. So have a great day, and we will keep you posted on how things progress. Let me just check for any more. Oops, wait a minute, I did it wrong. Any more? Hi from Australia. Hi, Connie. Alrighty, everyone have a great day, and I will keep the progress going. Thanks.